All right, so you're trying to grow a business and you are grinding away. You're working a ton of overtime. You're working your day job. You're working in the mornings before you go to work. You're working in the evenings after you get home from work, but you're married and you're trying to do it without burning your marriage down. Let's talk about it. All right, well, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. In today's video, I want to talk to you about how to grow a business and maintain a healthy marriage. And not even just maintain a healthy marriage, but continue to grow in your marriage as well. There's so many people that I see out there that are motivational, inspirational speakers. They've done incredible feats, right? So like there's so many guys that, are ultra marathoners. They're crazy intense with their training, or they have grown 8-figure, 9-figure businesses, right? But you look at their life, okay, outside of their work or outside of their personal achievements, and they've burned through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marriages, right? They have no relationship with their children. And what happened is these people sacrificed all the things that God entrusted them with for what they wanted to build. And this is one of the things that has always terrified me about being a business owner that I don't ever want to do. And it's very easy to do it. And so I want to talk to you specifically about how to continue to maintain a healthy marriage and healthy relationships as you grow your business. The first thing that I want to just throw out here as a disclaimer, if you're trying to grow a business, like legit trying to grow a business, you have to be borderline obsessive about it. And this is one of those things where so many people talk to you and tell you that this is wrong. What's wrong is being obsessive to the point of neglect with the other things in your life. There are some things that you do need to neglect because you're obsessive about your business. It's like, I don't have time to talk to people on the phone all day long. I don't have time to take calls from numbers that I don't know. I tell everybody, if it's important, shoot me a text. I don't have time to sit on social media all day. Growing a business takes a healthy level of obsession. Don't let somebody tell you that you're wrong for being obsessed with your business. Where you go wrong is when your obsession gets to the point that you're neglecting the things that God has entrusted you with, your marriage and your children, okay? So when we talk about obsession, it's easy to get really unhealthy. All that it takes is you not being self-aware or not being vocal about the level of obsession that you've had. For example, I'm trying to push several big initiatives right now inside of Iron by Iron Woodworks. And with that being the case, I'm staying up late, I'm getting up early. We're doing a ton of extra work right now to really push Iron by Iron to the next level. That takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy. And so I recognized that the other night I kind of had my head in my work and we'd put the kids down. My wife was getting ready to go to bed. I didn't step away, kiss her goodnight, pray with her, wrap that up. I just kept my head in my work. Well, the next morning I recognized like, man, that was over the top obsessive. I neglected my wife to work. And so this is me being transparent and talking about how that was not the right thing to do. And so I always want to have an awareness of that. So I apologized to my wife, said, hey baby, I'm so sorry. I had my head so deep in my work last night that I didn't do what we do every night. And so will you forgive me for that? I want to make sure that I'm always intentional in our relationship. And she just said, thank you for recognizing that. Thank you for your awareness. And so just talking about it and also game planning with your spouse about when you have to put in higher levels of work. So like, hey, this week's going to be a really crazy week. Monday, this is what I have going on. Wednesday, this is what I have going on. And Thursday, I'm in meetings all day or whatever it might look like, right? I realize that a lot of the challenges that my wife and I face in our marriage with me trying to grow a business and us have a healthy marriage was from a lack of upfront communication and setting clear expectations of what my week looked like, what my workload looked like, and what she could expect from me. The next thing I want to talk about when it comes to marriage, especially for those of you that would consider yourself high achievers, you're trying to really grow something substantial. The first thing that I would say is that if you're a high achiever, most likely you see the world through a list. Every day, no matter what it is, every single thing that I do is just put on a list. It doesn't mean that I'm rushing through everything, but I know that I want to spend quality time with Taylor today, my wife. And so it gets added to my mental checklist of like, okay, I have all these things I need to do and I need to spend quality time with Taylor. That doesn't mean that I'm trying to rush through my quality time with Taylor. I actually want to spend quality time with her. I want to set aside time, but I see the world through that lens of a checklist. Well, a lot of times, high achievers' spouses, the last thing that they want is to be on your checklist, right? And so we have to figure out how to communicate in a way that it doesn't put them in a box, or it doesn't make it seem like we're just trying to rush through quality time with them or through spending time with them one-on-one. This just takes intentionality in how you communicate and what you say and what you do. The last thing is that you just have to make time. listen, you only have 24 hours in a day. There are people in this world that don't have a lot of big dreams or aspirations. They have really incredible, healthy relationships. There are a lot of people in this world that they couldn't care any less about relationships. They just want to build big businesses. You are probably somewhere in the middle. If you are a man or woman of faith, if you have a family, if you are trying to grow a business, you have a unique challenge because you can't neglect one of those things entirely. You're trying to do a little bit of both. You have to draw the line when it's time to stop working in the business and spend time. This is one of those things that is challenging because there's always going to be more work to do. Like it's literally never going to end. Like you'll have work today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And if you're always pushing the needle and trying to grow and try to expand, your work will always continue to expand. And so you have to be willing and have to have the ability to recognize when it's time to take a break, it's time to rest, and it's time to spend quality time with those that I love. And your spouse should be number one on that list. The last thing here, don't build your dreams and burn down what God entrusted you with. Okay, your family, your spouse, your children, your family. That is what God has entrusted you with. So don't go chasing dreams and burn that down. Now, I am all about chasing dreams. I want you to chase your dreams. I want you to quit your job. I want you to go pursue the things that make your heart jump out of your chest, right? But don't sacrifice your family in order to do that. Listen, it's better for you to have a steady job that you don't love every day and have a family that loves you than have a business that you're fired up about and a family that says, yeah, dad wasn't ever there, or mom wasn't ever there. With that being said, if this is relatable to you, just leave me a comment. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to hear your unique challenges that you're facing as you start to try to grow your handmade or your woodworking business. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.